Hey there, everybody. Looks like this is on. Welcome back. So, basically, I've been playing the game a little bit, but that's just to get these guys to spawn somewhere relatively decent. I actually had my troops in a weird spot so that I could try and intercept them if they came in from somewhere else, but regardless, the fact that they can just spawn in beside your village, not really a big fan of that. Anyway, we're just sort of beating down this invasion wave here. It's going to potentially be a bit rough on my retinues here, but let's see if we can't get these guys here. Once these brigands break, we can go down here and get these two, and we'll have an easy enough time with that. But these guys running in like this, yeah, that charge to the rear shattered their morale, actually, so absolutely devastating charge there. Managed to hold on with the retinue without taking any losses. Looks like you managed to get them all without any losses there. Perfect. We'll disband all that. So, yeah, we're going to focus on our other village. But yeah, we're going to continue focusing on what we were trying to focus on, which is the establishment of this grain town here. I want to actually test something. So I'm not actually allowed to produce any new units. There's a maximum of how many you're allowed to have. But I don't see anything that ties these to any of the regions. I don't see how they could be. So I'm wondering if I start producing the weapons and armor in this village, what's going to happen. Because I have a feeling that I might be able to actually raise up regiments down here and have that actually start bringing in troops. If I rally the troops down here, they'll end up spawning here, potentially. Don't know if that's true. No idea whatsoever, but we'll have to see how that goes. If that is the case, that still doesn't really help, because if we're in these early years, then we're not going to have enough troop production to be able to beat an entire sort of wave of attackers that are that large with the default troops that you start with, or that you'd be able to raise up in a town like this. You'd have to have, like, probably about 50 troops at least, plus your retinue, to be able to withstand that kind of, like, an attack there. And if you can't get that many troops, which you won't be able to on a starter village in its first year, then you're facing off against 72 dudes with no mercenaries, because all the mercenaries have despawned. Unless they patch that. They did patch this game. No, it looks like that's still shit. But yeah, I think you're still screwed as far as that goes. So that's interesting. Alright, we got another dude in here. Let's go ahead and get the blacksmith shop and the joiner, which unfortunately we'll still have to be dismantling later. And then we also have to get our sawmill going again, which actually is still going, been going this whole time. Okay, good, perfect. Yeah, so we got our joiner shop. We'll go ahead and have this also making this kind of shield. And we'll have our blacksmith making spears. The reason that we're doing this is that since I can't make new units anyway, I have to make new spear militia units. And when I sort of set this up so that I'm building spear militia units, what's going to happen is I'm going to be getting potentially people armed that way down here. And I'm thinking maybe once I've got like a couple people armed as spear militia in this town, I can hit the recruit button, I can hit this button here to rally this unit, and it'll spawn these units as that militia group instead of the ones from my original town. But to do that first, I would of course have to get a whole bunch of spears and shields in this town, because I think that it might just be checking to see who has a spear and shield in the radius closest to where you do the recruitment hit. At least that's my thinking of what might be happening here. The fact that these numbers are not going up might be an indication otherwise, but especially because we have got like shields and spears coming in here, so that fact is making me a little bit weary of the fact that maybe we're not going to be able to actually arm any of these guys, but we'll find out. We'll have to find out. Alright, over here, let's go ahead and permanent livestock sign, and we'll add in just one person for now. because we've actually got quite a few people on duty here, but I will need more. We have got a bunch of houses down here and a bunch more burgage plots, so our population can go up a little bit more, but looks like I actually already need some more houses. I'm gonna do like this. I think that looks kind of cool. And then we'll go ahead and get... I think that'll be okay as is. Storage full on the sheep farm. So we're not doing anything with the wool here. I'm actually going to start trading wool. And we're going to be doing it the cheap way here. That apparently works. So hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves a nice, steady town here. We're already making decent cash here, which is nice. No dedicated trade route. We'll just have to live with that. I think we'll use some of that to buy some more livestock pretty soon, but for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get those extra houses built. This guy is actually trying to take over my towns. I actually have to kill this guy. That sucks. Okay. Let's check our numbers here. Has this done anything? No, it stayed exactly the same. Alright. Well, regardless, from my personal coffers, I might as well do some more retinue customization, because I'm not really spending this on anything else. But what this tells me is I should probably try to close out the game, which kind of sucks, but... Oh, I should have saved a bit of money for the mercs. Just because I don't want the AI to accidentally get access to those guys. If I wait till the end of the month, grab the mercenaries, then declare, I might be able to do this, but I don't know if I'll have enough time. We'll find out. I did wish I knew what day of the month it was, but if not, we will just go to war regardless. Like, it should be fine. I'm not gonna get it, I don't think. Okay. That's fine. We'll just have to see if those mercenaries get picked up, because they might. So he won't burn down your villages or anything like that, so it is sometimes best to actually just let him march to the objective spot without your troops being out, because it can actually mess things up a little bit if you try to intercept him. So I generally speaking try not to, but looks like we should be able to get clear of that happening. Our 5-man retinue is not really worth bringing into the fight, so we're not going to bother. Okay. He will offer me a whole bunch of money, but it's obviously I'm not going to bother with the amounts that he's actually offering me. So we may actually want to go ahead and smoosh this guy, but before we do that, we may want to try and find some other things here. Let's go ahead and check our trade in this town. How are we doing? I'm selling dyes, right? Looks like I actually stopped trading that right now. Let's go ahead and export that again. And I may want to also export some shoes. Oh, roots are required for these guys. Okay, well, fine then. We'll just trade the other stuff then. It's fine. I probably should actually like make it so I'm not producing so many boots and not so many clothes or whatever, or make sure I do get that trade route available. Waiting for the end of the month so that taxes come in so that I can get that little bit of money that I need. But wouldn't mind also just building a few more houses here. I don't know where to put them though. I'm thinking I want to start moving down this way, but I don't want to build too much stuff right now just because we're mostly supposed to be focusing on other things. Why can I not build you? Okay. So we have time. We have a little bit of time here so I can get those mercenaries, but all they're going to do is make it so that I can have some range units so that the AI does some slightly different things here. After this, we're going to take the mercenaries and we're going to try... I don't think I'm going to have enough time, actually. I think that I'm going to run out of pay for them too quickly. Well, that's fine. We are still making some province wealth here. I can see the little tick coming in. Fire broke out. Where? Didn't even think that that feature was available on this difficulty. Okay. We'll have to rebuild that in a second here. Once it stops being on fire, we can go ahead and rebuild, but you'd think with all this rain it would be faster to put out, but okay, there we go, it's down to rubble, we can go ahead and rebuild it. I think we had some spare homes left over, so worked out kind of okay there. It's still August. What a long August. Lightning strikes can light your buildings on fire. That's where that comes from functionally, but you can have the weather effects turned off or turned on. It doesn't actually add much difficulty, but it is a thing that exists in the game potentially. Alright, our income's actually ramped up pretty nicely here. We have a decent amount of money now. Okay. That's the stuff. Okay. Okay, where'd you guys spawn in? Right here? Okay, perfect. Okay, so I don't care about these guys' lives because they're just mercenaries. This might be a little bit too close. I don't want to actually start the fight until our archers make it here. Then we'll try and line up over here. Oops, yeah, that was too close. Oh well, it's fine. Okay. Conversation, I'm just going to get rid of that there. And we're going to go ahead and set this like that. Okay. So, he's going to, looks like, spearhead charge with his retinue troops, which is obviously a bad call. After this, I'm going to use the influence that I have to take over their provinces, probably. I think I've got enough troops for that to be viable, so, you know, hopefully that works out. I'm going to double check here. I've been building gambesons. I don't know how many I've got. Like, how many of my troops are wearing gambesons here. If we take a look down here, it looks like there's actually some of them. Some of them somehow have helmets, and I'm not entirely sure where they got those from. So, if they decide to charge into those light mercenary archers, which they very well could, what we'll do is we'll just charge them along the flanks with this unit of spear militia. Form up again, men. Form up. The arrows actually cause, like, a little bit of a distraction, basically. So units that get hit by them kind of get, like, staggered a little bit for just a second there. I'm gonna have you guys chase after those guys like that. And we're gonna have you guys charge downhill like that. Have these guys charge in like that. So these guys should break fairly quickly. These guys should just keep these archers running, which is all we want, because then they're not firing, and that's sort of what we want to have going on here. Then we'll have a fierce downhill charge down this way, and hopefully just sweep through everything really, really quickly. We have already taken some losses, I can see. which is not really that big a deal, since we'll basically be able to just replace any of the losses with new recruits functionally. The only problem is we won't have access to new weapons. Let's take one of these squads here, and I'm going to actually put them all the way back this way. This unit of Spear Militia is actually getting kind of wrecked, and my retinue have taken some losses as well. Or no, wait, that's their retinue. Their retinue's taking a crap ton of losses, actually, is what's happened. This is down to 9 men. I may actually want to refocus on getting my troops back after this fight for a little bit and then go in for the fight, because it won't take us very long to replace our losses. This unit should basically crumble pretty fast here, and you can see, yeah, that shattered pretty quick from that. I'm gonna get rid of these guys so I don't have to pay for them again. We'll send... Oh, these guys are already technically home. Okay. Just gonna charge into these archers here. Should be able to crack through them pretty fast, all things considered. I might have to shift some spears up to my old town here, because we've only got 13 left. And we have to replace all of those dead spearmen, basically. But we can sort of do that exchange where I send, like, spears and... actually, no, because I also need to receive barley here. That's not a good combination of things. Well, either way, let's see if I can get... What town is this called here? Missile Hull. Okay. First of all, you guys back here. You guys disband. Let's get our trade set up with Misselhoff. Misselho, whatever. We'll send them... Let's send them gambesons, and let's receive... spears. So hopefully this will actually work. I don't know if it will. I think we got another trade station up here somewhere, unless that doesn't exist, because I plopped it down and then reset the game. I think that's the case. Okay, so we'll have to do another trade station up here. That's how we wanted it. I should probably put it elsewhere because it's hard to see from there, but that's fine. We're actually not going to have a ton of spears or anything like that in this region either, which is a problem. Yeah, these things all went down to, like, pretty low as a result of that fight. But we should be able to replenish those numbers pretty quickly. Like I said, though, the main thing is going to be getting those spears back. You can see, like, these numbers already starting to replenish. Like, these people... This place will repopulate quickly. Looks like our tailor got killed in that fight. Hopefully he wasn't the one making gambesons. I probably shouldn't be trading the gambesons either, though, because, like, that is actually a thing that we're using in that town, but it's fine. Yeah, the thing about losses in this game is it's more the military equipment that you lose that sucks, rather than it being your, the dead, which is kind of interesting. Because now I, like, have to replace all of that military equipment, like my hundreds of, large shields, basically. We gotta, like, recruit more troops, which is easy enough, but I don't have any more spears in this town. And I have to get more gambesons built and stuff like that, like, all a bit of a pain there. We will probably want to, like, colonize another town here, like this one for all of these iron deposits. Or this one for the iron deposits, or this one, any of them, basically. It would help us tremendously in some ways. Down here, I need... gonna have way more people working these fields here. They're fallow now, but I think that they might still have the stuff out here. Doesn't look like it, actually. And we got 198 barley. Okay, we've actually got quite a lot of barley here now. These ox are working the way I want them to. They're going the long way, which is exactly what we want. We want them traveling across there lengthwise. So hopefully we can start selling some barley to our neighbors there. We need to buy a mule. But I'm not too sure if this is happening right now. The way we can check, I guess, is to see if we get any gambesons down here. Looks like not, although I'm wondering if they're getting consumed in our main town first. I do have enough now that I could try this. Let's see. Nope, they did spawn up here. They're gonna have to run all the way down to there. Okay, so it's impossible for me to actually get troops like outside of the original sort of place that they initially spawned in from. Not ideal. Display is bugged here. That's not good. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's set to icon now. That's fine. Either way, though, I need to get like those spears delivered up north so that I can start getting those troops armed back up. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, Zway something. Gonna send you guys spears. We're going to receive cloaks. That does also mean I need to disable our joiner shop here, unfortunately, which does suck because the way to do that is to go in here and torch the place, which is very annoying and very stupid. Oh, I have to wait for those to get picked up too now. Also very annoying and very stupid. Oh no, I can do this now. Okay. Nope, I can't. Do I have people working in the storehouse here? Not enough, I guess. Okay, come on guys, let's put away that last plank of wood, please. Or just use it to build the house. There's probably like other pickup orders that are like way more vital that they were doing. But hopefully we'll get this guy housed again fast enough. Okay, so I have to hope that we start getting more of these troops back. Let's see, we got 109 bucks. We've got actually a lot of region wealth here. I sold a lot of stuff, it looks like. So we'll be trickling that into our personal coffers, and that's going to translate into more or less just retinue at this point in time, since getting like our retinue is maxed out. Probably just about all we can really do at this point to make ourselves burlier in terms of our combat ability. I might be missing something about the pack stations in terms of how they work, but I'm pretty sure this is what you're supposed to be doing. As long as you've got the ability to barter both sides, that should work. I noticed the last couple times I've done this, like the donkey will get stuck, or the pack mule rather. So you don't end up actually going anywhere. I'm wondering if that's happening here. No, actually I can see like they sent someone off way the hell out there. What the hell? The heck was that? Do I need another woodcutter lodge here? No, I don't see why that would happen. It's individual people are freezing to death somehow. How are you guys cold? Go to your houses. Go get warm. Go to your... Like, how's our fuel access, I guess? It's 100%. What are you guys doing? I wonder if that person was, like, out there with the pack mule and then got cold because he was, like, out further. Although I don't think traders get cold like that in that same way. I might just have to buy spears on the market. That might be how we have to do this. No, we've actually bounced back up. We've gotten a whole bunch more spear militia this time. Looks like we've got 0 gambesons somehow. Have I not been making gambesons? Made out of linens. Oh, it's because we probably exported all of them. The way I'm doing this is probably bad, because we probably sent all of them down here. Nope, none of them. Interesting. Where are they all, then? Is it because I don't have enough linen production? I don't see any linen in the storage room, so that could actually be the case. Oh wait, I think I might be thinking the wrong thing. You don't make linen out of yarn, you make it out of flax, don't you? No, how does this game work? I think I'm losing my marbles here. Okay, Weaver's Workshop. Yeah, flax produces linen. I'm using the wrong material. I thought that you could use either. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'm wrong. It is literally just... Okay, I have to... doing something else here. Okay. What do we do then? So I don't really want to be producing flax fields. Do I just import? I think we do. Actually, just import. I think that is actually probably our best bet. I could just do the raw linen, or I could just go all the way to the back here and take flax. That is expensive. 12 per? Ugh. I'm only going to go up to having 10. That way we will get a constant sort of trickle of people coming in, giving us a little bit, and then we'll lose all our money. But hopefully we will be able to get some stuff done here at that rate. I could grow linen down here, but I don't think that's going to be, like, worth it. How are you guys cold? We've got literally 1.1 thousand fuel and 100% market accessibility. What are you doing? I think it's our priests family here? Do these guys... What are you guys doing? It might be the people that were in this burgage plot that, like, was unupgraded, so... Or that was the way it was, so... They might have been homeless for a brief period and they haven't recovered from that since then. Doing this probably is not helping any. So there's probably some, like, time period where they'll check to see if they, like, get warm again. Okay, well, either way. So I have to find something else to sort of trade back and forth here. Cloaks is probably our best bet. And let's see if we've got any. Still 0 cloaks. So I don't feel like we're shipping, but it's hard to tell. On the other hand, because our army is swollen back to its initial count, that makes me think that that is working. Alright, well, I'm going to assume this is working just fine, and I'm going to switch the other one over here to barley, and we'll see if we end up getting some malt working in. Okay, so you want to ship in, not malts, but just the raw barley. Blah, 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 blah. Not... Where the hell is it? Like, I could malt it before I send it, but I don't see a point to doing it that way. mean, we could even go all the way to fully finished goods, but again, don't really see the point in doing it that way. Alright, what do we send? The fact that this has to sort of be a two-way street is slightly annoying. I guess we could send some vegetables. Probably send vegetables. So these fields are lying fallow. They're recovering okay. I definitely need more livestock for that to really be kicking off, but I think that's fine for now. Alright, let's look at these numbers here. You guys all have spears, right? Yeah, so we have to have gotten spears in. Like, there's no way that we didn't end up getting spears in. Yeah, we got 47 of them now, so we've been receiving plenty of them. Okay, that's good, that's good. That has been working. So we have a malt house here. It's at full capacity for reasons, whatever. Now we have to find an empty tier 2 and then start stuffing it full of ale production. I do kind of want this to be a tier 2 double house, maybe? So that I have, like, 2 families working on it. Just so that gets done a little bit faster. I honestly don't think that, like, the fully upgraded houses are necessarily that smart of an idea in general, though, but yeah, we'll see. Okay. I don't think we've managed to get any gambesons in just yet. Although we have got a little bit of flax now in the workshops. Malt houses are working. Level 2 burgage plot. Have we not upgraded? How come? Oh, okay. I think I get what's happening there. It was like, we had it sort of already upgraded, but was sort of thinking about that while I was in that transitory period. Okay, we'll let ourselves stock up a bunch of ale before we slap down the tavern house. And then we'll upgrade a bunch of stuff sort of at the same time, like try and get that all done kind of at a similar time period. In the meantime, I'm going to start upgrading this unit. Like, a unit of 5 is pretty much completely useless, but once we get it up to 10, it'll actually be about as good as it needs to be to stand in the line. Honestly, like, once it's at 16 is when I think it's actually good in the line, because that's when you can sort of single line it and have it sort of block up the entire enemy front. But you do what you have to do. I was going to do... That is jank as hell. That's better. I think this is actually fine. This will be some more vegetable plots, which I don't really technically need since we're going to be importing vegetables for a while, but sort of take what you have to. I think this might be bugged. I think this is stuck. So I think if I save load, it'll go away, but I'm going to try that. There's lots of little bugs where displays get caught, and they'll basically sort of stay there without you wanting them to stay there. Alright. So today's another day where I'm probably going to be splitting this into 2. I'm going to probably also be playing some Songs of Conquest again today. Because, like I said, I want to see what changed in that game. I think that a lot of the effort went into making sure that the campaign was complete. And I think that's good, but, you know, campaign is not really my favorite part of that game. I did like the multiplayer, but we'll see if that has improved. The thing I didn't like about the multiplayer, and the thing that I hope that they sort of, like, adjusted or changed or did something with, was making it so that the random elements are mitigated. Because you could end up playing, like, with a strategy or something like that, or want to do a certain build, and find that because your start has one resource and not the other, that you can't build the units that you want. sort of forcing you to use a different strategy than the one you're sort of like wanting to, which can force you to like do sort of unique things or different things and have a different kind of time, but I don't really like it when the game sort of tries to force your hand into doing that kind of thing. I'm gonna save... Actually, no, I'm not gonna do it. What I was thinking of doing was saving the rest of our iron from this province and not sending any more spears. But what we're gonna actually do is take one of these provinces and turn them into an armor-producing province and have them sort of produce as much mail and armor as we need. So hopefully we get a couple gambesons here, but looks like we're still at 0. And if I had to guess, it is still just down to us not having enough flax. Like, we did get the linen built, but we're not making very much of it by comparison, just because we're not able to buy very much of it right now. And I guess that part of it is that I am deliberately trying to buy this very slowly and steadily instead of, like, flooding my market with it where I risk ruining my economy. So that is kind of why that's the way it is. Eventually, it would probably be a good idea for me to... What if I did that as well? Eventually, it would be a good idea for me to get dedicated flax fields, but honestly, it's kind of meh. We'll export these. Bring our desired surplus of this stuff down to like 20 or something like that, like really low. This may flood the market a bit too much, but it's kind of okay. Like, dyes have already gone down to practically nothing. Like, we flooded the market a little bit too much. I'll switch you to no trade there. This is where our income's coming from. This is where we're getting all this money from, though, so... As you can see, like, even though we're importing that flax, even though it's not very much of it, even though it's not enough of it, it is still getting us somewhere. Okay, how are we doing on beer? Ale is considered... I thought it was a commodity. Is it a commodity that we have 0 of? Yes, it's a commodity we have 0 of. Okay, great. I do kind of wonder what we're supposed to do with all these damn boots. I guess we'll have to set up an agreement to start selling them, which is kind of fine, actually. We've got enough money that I could do a real trade route now. Especially since we've been saving money on not getting real trade routes. Yeah, let's start selling shoes. We've just got way too many of them. Establish a trade route. Export them. Do it by 10s. We'll send, like, until we've got 400 or something like that. Whatever. Some amount of boots. There we go. Okay. Alright, so... we're bouncing around between families here. Not my favorite thing. How is this possible? We've got living space for 42, and we've got 44 families here, so that's suboptimal. We'll see what we can do here. Wonder if one of my buildings got destroyed or something like that. I have no idea. I tried building an arrow tower down here just for the hell of it. I don't think they do anything. So that's kind of interesting. But, yeah, we reset the game and we got rid of that display thing. That was just a bug, I think. Alright, this town here, it's only got a little bit of vegetables, and I think that is largely because we started importing them, which is good. Could buy some more sheep here. I think we're going to buy another, like, 20... We'll buy 15 more. I don't quite have enough money for all of this, but like they'll trickle in and then we'll get like more money and then they'll trickle in and blah blah blah. So it works out okay, I think. Alright, so we're capable of getting up to 45 here. The burgage plot upgrades helped a bit. planks. Take you off there for now. Another in there. Another in there. I probably need to get another forester hut here so that I don't chop too deep into that wood there. So maybe over here. And then hopefully things will go okay. Alright, have we got our first sets of ale yet, or is that not happening yet? We got 2 whole ales. So whatever process I've got set up here is a bit slow, unfortunately. We're down to only 12 vegetables, which is actually kind of bad in some ways, because we do need to keep that food variety up. What I may have to do here is start making some level 3 so that I can get access to the orchardry, since that would help this town out as far as that goes, giving it another thing to export. But ooh, we've got over $1,000 in region wealth. It's all those shoes probably flooded into the market, and then we made a ton of money off that, is my guess. Okay. I think we might have to start selling yarn down here then. You kind of have to have different things being traded out of each of the different regions, which is sort of a pain, but it does work out okay in the end there. Let's go ahead and retinue customize. Okay, so this group is now strong enough that I feel like they can stand in the line of battle and not get their asses kicked too badly. If we get like another 72 barbarians friggin' spawned down here, though, they're gonna get their butts kicked, so still can't have that happening. Okay. Get another 6 families down this way. We'll have them work the farms. I think after a certain point we want to just basically max out the number of people working each of the farms. And we'll even probably need even more barley here. This place is really just a feeder town that's designed to like produce the grain needed to keep our main town alive. But it doesn't mean I don't want it to be a prosperous town in its own right, producing a lot of taxable revenue for me as well. You can see how much like it costs to get these sheep in the fields. How many more do I need? I need another 31 sheep for this one stupid field for like the fields to be full, because we want to have these fields to be full so that we can like get the maximum amount of pasture space, so that like you can bring up the fertility of the fields to maximum each year really quickly. That way we can do like 4 on 2 off sort of thing. So that means I need to have enough sheep to fill 2 fields completely to do a proper rotation of that. It's going to be annoying as hell. Alright, making a lot of money off tax that month. That's really good. We are pulling in a lot of vegetables. Still has not translated into ale. And we're not pulling in that barley as fast as I would like. I don't know. It could be that the trade values are just too disparate, although it looks like it's 1 for 1 is what it should be here. Maybe I need to have 2 pack mules. Like maybe if the trader goes with 2 mules across all that way, then he'll double his speed of the orders there. Alright, we've got 86 spare spears now. I'm gonna fill out the rest of this army by just getting more troops. To do that, we'll get a few homes down here to sort of just fill in the countryside. It's gonna be a little bit further from the marketplace, but they're actually still close enough. Starting to see a limit to our fuel here. I may need a little bit more woodcutter. So one more there. Even though we've got plenty, it's just I think there's not enough stalls, maybe? So that extra woodcutter stall might help out with what's going on down here. Yeah, it's back up to 92% efficiency there. Yeah, winter's approaching again, that's fine. Once again, I'm not going to bother even with the attempting to switch over some other stuff. We're getting another 6 families, I think, up here, which is enough for another 6 of these guys, but I needed more than that. I needed 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I needed 12. Okay, so I needed twice as many as what I built. Approximately, because I think... Yeah, this is 6. Okay. Again, we're just building fairly lazy housing down here instead of the really nice sort of even sets that work properly in the main sort of area here. Okay. Trying to build around your resources like the wild animals is kind of a pain in this game, but it's what you gotta do if you want to keep your animals forever. Which we do. I wonder if these guys have gotten any of these cloaks yet. Yeah, they've gotten some cloaks. I'm guessing they're also getting consumed, though, because they didn't have any cloaks up to now. Our mining pit is empty, so we'd have to depopulate that. Is the bloomery ready to shut down? Yeah, no more iron ore, no more iron slabs, so we can turn that off. We can just keep our blacksmith saying the way he is. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't make a difference, really. And I want to double check here to see if we've gotten any gambesons at all. Are we still at 0 somehow? What are the linens getting consumed by, I wonder? Oh, I remember what. People actually will just flat out use linen as a clothes by itself. Like, they will just take it in the market. So that's probably where it's ending up. Yeah, so you need to flood the market with enough linen that that's not happening. Is that worth it? Probably not. I don't know. The thing is, I don't necessarily need that much linen. Like, I can kind of get by with just a small amount of flax here. So would it be okay to just build a little flax thing over here? Probably not, because I think that yellow is actually like 10% availability. So it's really trying to encourage me to go down here and build like a bunch of linen flax farms down in this area, which I probably should do. Yeah, these are not getting built for one reason or another. I think it's because I'm out of actual... these guys. Oh, we're down to $0. Bought too many sheep. We still need 3 more, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and let that sit at where it is. We'll try and earn a little bit more money off of something, but until then, this is just basically how it is. Let's see here. So we've moved over to this field. I don't know if this is going up in, like, fertility faster, but I feel like it probably is. It could be entirely in my head. How are these fields growing? That makes no sense. Right, whatever. Alright, I'm just not going to think about it. Oh, people are cold again. Damn it. Okay, over here we got all those families moved in. We're now just 2 families away from, like, full, it looks like. Okay. I can manage that. We're gonna get some of our trees no matter what we do here. What if I did this instead? They'd be a little bit further from market, but... Okay, and that'll put us at absolute cap for how many soldiers we've got. We'll wait until we've got the bandit raid. We'll figure out where that's going. I'm going to save right now, actually. And once we figure out sort of like how that goes, we're going to deal with that. We're going to go ahead and send our army out to go and wreck some stuff. Up to 451 bucks here. That's excellent. That's excellent. Actually, that might have been what was going on. That was taking up all my bloody resources as they were building this manor here. That manor upgrade probably was taking up all our oxen's time. Our taxes being so good right now is like keeping me alive for the most part. Okay. So that was all we needed there. Or that's all we could spend there, but the next fight we'll basically be sending in 2 retinues, and they'll be pretty beefy retinues too. They're not like wimpy pushover ones. I'm liking that. Yeah, so this is fine. Alright, still not enough wealth for an ox. Should be growing slowly in terms of wealth, because I think we still do have a little bit of money coming in here. Although it is getting taxed, but I am going to actually set this up right now. We are going to build a weaver so that we can produce yarn, and then we're going to sell yarn on the market here, unless I've already got that. I don't think we do, though. Alright, how are you guys doing over here? That should mean we got a 100% completed group of these guys, which we have. This little town here is doing its thing. Just waffling on whether I go and start upgrading certain things yet. How is our malt production / consumption here going? We have 4 whole ales. Yeah, our trade route here is not going great. Something about it. Running out of vegetables too, so that's probably one of the reasons for the stall. Yeah. We got no barley, we got no malt. But not a lot I can do about any of that. Yeah, I definitely don't want to put the tavern down yet. Very annoying, whatever's going on there. Alright. My assumption about this is that, like, there's actually no problem as far as this goes. Or it could be something to do with, like, how these people are going to the wooden church, I guess. Because it looks like it's... Although, I don't know if they're actually the people that work there, or if that's... It's definitely not the people that work there, because they're actually in town. Yeah, so someone is doing something that's causing them to be cold, and then the penalty goes away. I'm wondering if they're traders of some sort. Oh, this place has got, like, not enough food. We're heading into the months where they should start getting enough food, though, so hopefully that'll be okay. I should probably start supplementing these guys' food income, though, a little bit with some eggs. That's probably our next big investment for this town. Even though it barely produces any food, if you just have a bunch of places producing eggs, it'll keep you alive longer. I think the problem, like, is that we ended up getting a whole bunch more populations. We got 50,000 out of... We got 50 out of... I don't get it. That keeps happening to me. Alright, we'll ignore it. I think it's because of the manor, but that should actually show up as being, like, housing for the manor as far as that goes. Or it used to. Maybe they changed that. I think a full squad of 24 is capable of holding off against, like, a bandit raid for a little bit of a time, but Nowhere near enough to take out 72 bandits. It's quite a task to try and take out that many. So I think even with the full retinue there, they can't defend the town against the standard barbarian or brigand encampments, or the brigand raids. So hopefully they'll come over near this one again. If they come for this one, then we're fine. If they go for the other one, then it's impossible to scramble troops in time. There needs to be some slight changes in how that mechanic works, I feel like. Okay. Money here is going down pretty fast. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up another trade on cloaks. Hit export on that one, and we're going to start chucking out cloaks here. They won't even sell this one because it's like oversaturated, so we have to sort of chill on this until that stops being the case, but I think that that's actually way too sensitive, because like it seems like the market can only withstand taking 200 cloaks or whatever before it's completely saturated, which is kind of ridiculous. Like that should not be the case in any sense. Like it's absolutely zany how little cloaks that is put into the market. It's like, oh yeah, everybody's got like 5 cloaks. It's like, how many people exist in this world? It's like 10 people? I don't know, like, what's going on here? What's going on here? The heck? Did I screw up my rotation? Oh no, here's the other... Yeah, okay. Completely forgot that went down there. Okay. The amount of barley that we have here is just boosting up constantly. I kind of wish that like I could just literally send barley up here without having to do this whole song and dance of trying to make like an equitable sort of trade back and forth. Because I don't think you should have to. I think you should just be able to send stuff one way and have that be fine. Yeah, here comes some barley again. And somehow we still have, like, only 4 ale. Yeah, there's something to this that I need to figure out how to, like, manipulate better. What if I sent them something else here? Like, what would I send them, though? I have no idea. In any event, hopefully we've got our food a little bit sorted out down here. Yeah, it looks like it's relatively okay again. And that's because the berry harvest is coming in now, so we're getting all this food. Which reminds me, I should actually add another person to the forager hut. And at this point in time... Am I not going to get attacked again? I'm kind of wondering about that. Maybe I should send meat. This deposit is staying actually at full value. Let's actually get another hunting camp. Bring this up to 20, keep them both sort of going to the same limit. And what we're going to do here is start trading for meat, because this will be something that we're getting constantly as well, so hopefully that translates into us being able to do the trade more consistently, sort of year-round, and have that happen a little bit higher frequency with a little bit more stuff. Near Nistlehoe. I think that's literally, yeah, you stupid jerks. Okay. since we learned that it is actually impossible to like cause the troops that I have to spawn where I want them to, like I can't raise new regiments or anything like that. It's kind of impossible for me to actually deal with that without safe scumming their location, which is really annoying. But actually, I wonder if I can just turn off raids. I know I can in the initial settings when I set up the game, but you know, like, I kind of think that maybe you should be able to turn it off from here, so we'll find out. Nope, nope. Yeah, that's it's not ideal. Okay. I should have checked what month they came in at. Shoot. And that did that weird thing where like half of the animals at the encampment get wiped out by that. That's fine. Okay, switch you over to meat. Oh, we have got our first Gambesons. Looks like we started to get a couple spreaded through the army. Yeah, that's really good, actually. I wonder if there's a way to like lure the guys to fight like right beside the archery tower that I've got. I don't know why they wouldn't just burn it down immediately though, the way the game mechanics are. Yeah, this has gone straight back up. It's a weird bug because it'll like collapse your population when you do a load for the wild animals, but then they'll bounce back immediately. And I have no idea why that is. Well, either way. Still only have 4 ales in the entire town. I wonder if people are like drinking them out of the warehouse or something like that. But I actually feel like it's not that. That's probably not actually it, but... I may need more storage warehouses, because these ones are getting pretty full. Let's see here. I'm gonna upgrade you. Okay. I wish I remembered which month it was. I'm just gonna save like every month or so. Save now, actually. For some reason, auto-saved while I did that. Alright. Maybe I actually need another large granary in this place, too. Because, like, the storehouse is full here, but we've got another storehouse. Don't we? Yep. Oh, it's also full. Suboptimal. Okay. Let's get some more storage buildings. There looks good. Oops. You should put the people in it first, because I noticed that the buildings will work while they're being constructed. If you put the people in it first, but it's fine. These are still work in progress. I don't know why it's saying policies are... Oh, I remember. It's the other town. The other town has policies that I can choose to enact. I actually probably should do the one that causes them to eat less if we're seeing, like, relatively short periods before starvation. Which we kind of are, honestly. So strict fasting probably actually helps. Because they're already, like, happy enough that the penalty's not going to matter at all. I think we're past that... I was like, I think we're past the season where the bandits show up, but... apparently it's, like, right now that they do. Okay, let's go ahead and get our army mobilized here. Nope, they spawned right beside Mistletoe again. They kind of look like they might be heading northward, but... they're not. Okay. This is such an annoyance, having them spawn there. If I could spawn my army in the south, or if I could raise more regiments, or if I could raise regiments separately in a different spot of town or something like that, any of those sort of things, like, this would be fine. Because I've got enough weapons and armor in the south that I could deflect them, and enough population. It's just that, like, I'm not allowed to raise regiments there. Which is... I think a really solid reason to just play this without armies available, without armies as a mechanic.
Summer's coming soon.
I don't actually know what we've got to do now to get back to where we were. It looks like I just still have to build those supply depots. We'll try to do it a little bit more correctly this time. Get people into both buildings before we do that whole thing. Only 4 market stalls left. Fantastic. Does the storehouse finish first? Interesting. I'm probably just going to try doing this. Since I know it's coming soon, I'm just going to try dropping you guys out. Look at how many people this is. Just streaming out from all the town at the call of the muster. So if it spawns in, like, over here, I still have to run all the way down here or something like that, but if they spawn in, like, any of these corners, other than, like, anywhere other than right down here, basically, we can basically hope to outrun them if we're a little bit organized here. Where are you guys running? So our economy over here is going to be a little bit screwed for the time being, but... you know, I think I called these guys out too early. I think I did. Yeah, that's just bugged. Display for this is just not good. Alright. Yeah, no, I think I pulled these guys out too early. I think I'm just screwing over my economy. Still, we'll try us. See what the hell is going on here. No matter which I do, they're like on run move command. They're still running. I feel like. Nope, they're not. Okay. Well, we did suck out pretty much most of our workers here. We do still technically have people here working, but it's like quarter as effective. Okay. I think it was early June when they showed up. We've lost like all the people working on all these plots here. So it's just not happening as quickly. And they still actually, I think, eat as much as they used to. It's like slightly abstracted because it's by household, it's not by individual person. So the food's getting consumed just as quickly, I just have no one actually claiming it. Which is, again, going to be slightly annoying. Yeah, no, I definitely pull these guys way, way too early. I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing as far as, like, time goes. There's June. Yeah, because this is costing us all of our meat income. I need to probably roll this back, but we'll see anyway. If they show up in a good spot for us, then that's fine. They'll probably show up right here, though. All things considered. Did I forget to redo this? Reduces your food consumption by like 20%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it's quite a bit. I feel like the next town I make, no matter what, it's going to be in here. Just because like that way I definitely don't have to deal with this. Okay, where? God damn it, of course it is. Okay. Well, like I was saying, I probably needed to reload anyway because that was way too early. But that was in June. It was sort of like early June. So we'll put the save in during May. I think that there are certain things that you could probably do about this, but they don't work very well. Like, using these towers, apparently you can, like, get towers across the entire map eventually if you really want to. I just don't know that I think that that's actually a good idea or a good use of resources, but at a certain point I guess you might as well. What else are you going to do with them? But they don't work very well as far as I've been able to tell. If they actually, like, could successfully repel the bandits, cause them to go elsewhere or something like that, then that would be one thing, but since they don't, they kind of are worthless. I do wish that that actually had some increases, like town defenses I wish were a little bit more valuable. Okay. Part of the problem, like, with what I'm doing here is, like, a lot of the stuff that's in this town is just sort of garbage. So just having lots more garbage is not necessarily the solution. Having more storage for all your garbage is not necessarily the solution. Having better, like, trade throughput is probably better. I wonder if there's some sort of thing that causes them to be spawned in one area or another, because it seems random to me. Because I've seen them spawn, like, everywhere. On the map, regardless of where my villages are. seems to be relatively ignorant as to where I'm actually trying to spawn. Who knows? Let's see, we're up to 28. Not quite good enough. Alright, so we're gonna be selling yarn out of here. Without a dedicated trade route. We're just going to use the standard King's Road stuff. Okay. It's now May. It's early May. But might be a good idea to save here. This way we just sort of like rush in, last a little bit here, and try and get them to spawn somewhere reasonable. If they spawn, like, right here as well, it feels like it clips you in a little bit, because if you're sort of, like, built up, like, right by here, they spawn on top of your village, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, no hope that you can stop them. Feels a little bit broken. I almost feel like the way it should work is that they should be guaranteed to spawn on one of these points that are not occupied, like, and then, I don't mean like you have it claimed. I think if you've got the actual manor, it should stop them spawning in at the adjacent regions. So once you've gotten the entire map secured, you've got it like safe. I think that might be a good solution. That way you don't have the problem if you've built your village that's like right up to here, and then they just spawn on top of you. Because at that point it's not a question of like, have you actually got the military and the ability to actually beat them? Because like clearly you have, but like by the time I muster my troops, if they spawn over here, they just immediately start sacking. There's nothing I can do to stop them. Even if I muster immediately. Doesn't really feel like that's a good mechanic. Does not feel good, does not feel well thought out. Okay, in June, let's see how things go. I find this is the best way to make sure no one's running, but it's annoying that you have to do it. Darn it. Okay. Those little dudes streaming out of the village. It would be kind of neat if they actually more consistently followed the road. That would actually be kind of cool. But, yeah, this is the army mustered in its full glory. Let's see if we can see more Gambesons. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some guys here that look like they're a little bit armored now, but they were like that before, so I'm not sure where that's coming from. Okay. Alright, where this time? It always says that, but then they never actually exist. There they are. Okay. The other thing is this should be enough, like, influence that we get pretty much the ability to take whatever we want after this. Not really sure why they're crossing around like this, but They're gonna get the ground on me there. But they are charging uphill in most of these fights, so we've got a pretty big advantage. I'll be charging uphill into the back of these guys, so I feel like that levels out into my favor. Especially because they're being anchored by the retinue. And they're fighting 2-on-1 over here. Yeah, it's too much for them. Okay, now that we got that cleared out, let's go ahead and expand all these guys. Get back to business as usual. We'll wait till after the... Actually, I don't need to wait for anything, really. But we can get our resources, like, accumulated a little bit, because we're still behind here. Oh, I didn't have the second hunting camp yet. I can never remember what I do when I do the save scumming. So that'll fix some of our problems here. Our amounts of meat is actually really low right now. That shouldn't be a problem. We've got lots of people working the corpse pit, so that should be getting fixed. Not sure why we're getting the alert for that. In any event, though, I guess we're ready to go take on the Baron. Just about, I'd say. I'm going to spend a bit more money here. I want to have at least 2 months worth of pay for the mercenaries. But... do I want to wait until winter? Might be best for me to wait a little bit until closer to winter so that we've got the maximum amount of like harvest brought in, because I do want to actually get these vegetables. We're actually starting to see some like relative shortage of food compared to what we normally are running at our towns here. And admittedly, that's like not really that big of a shortage. Like we got 12 months worth of food. Even if I do literally nothing, we'll recover, but it would probably be for the best if I tried to get as much food as possible first, especially over here. Yeah, this place I need to start working on getting some, like, wheat fields ready. But again, that's coming down to us needing to get sheep so that we can get these fields fertilized between seasons, so that they're running at, like, maximum fertility without me having to do too much micro. And then we'll have to expand the fields again, and so on and so forth anyway, so... But what we can do is, like, if we get all those done, like, I can double my production, so I can start going 2 harvests of wheat in between each of these. Oh, we got 7 whole ale now. Nice. But, yeah, that'd be kind of what we'd be looking for. This is still August. I definitely feel like when your guys are like not working during the winter, that's kind of when it's best to rally for these, but I'm kind of worried that the Baron is going to try to do something, make a play before I get a chance to do that. And I do take losses during these fights, so it's not like as clean as they could be. I guess this also gives me a couple more months to like load up on a couple more retinue, because our fully armored retinue are pretty good. We could also actually get more gambesons over this time, because I think we're getting a couple. Yeah, we got like 3 or 4. Got 7 of them. I mean, it's not nothing. It's not nothing. I think that this large storehouse is helping out here. Yeah, that's full. Got another little market set up there, near our sort of downtown core, I guess. I don't know why they have the market calculations the way it does, because there's clearly enough room for more market stalls here. Like, this is, like, half of the place. It really doesn't like these angled ones that I keep making. You really want to go with, like, squares, I guess. Regardless, though. Stocks damage, that's fine. We shipped out 100% of our spears, so we actually have to figure out like what this trade was and if we can do a different one. It was for cloaks. I kind of don't care. What if we switch this to cloaks, though? So instead of that, we'll ship out cloaks. Although, admittedly, the other town did need some food. Got like 3 months worth of food left. I want this to rebound a bit. Could potentially buy some food here. I'm not sure why these guys aren't capable of getting their vegetables under wraps in the same sort of way here, but could be because they were busier. Although, admittedly, it looks like they just haven't harvested them yet. Here we go. Okay, so this might help this town out, get out of their funk that they're in. If we can get like 100 vegetables this season, that would actually be probably enough. Yeah, they do this silly thing where they'll harvest the plant and then they'll immediately, like, try and plant something new, and I don't get it. I really don't. Because then they stop harvesting. And the rest of this just goes to rot, I guess. But yeah, I really don't get it. Something in the way the AI has been coded that is not really agreeable with me. There's probably also some weird algorithm that goes to determining like which places these guys go and fertilize, because these guys always seem to like going to this field. Like if this one's being harvested or planted, they'll go to this field, but they always seem to like this field. Also can't tell. Yeah, we got lots and lots of barley here. Running out of food, it's that bad, huh? I'm not selling any food, am I? Oh, I am selling berries. I'll set that to no trade. That's probably a bit late, though. Okay, so we'll have to do this in a really awful way here. Let's start importing some food here. We'll import what is able to be cheapest, so we're going to actually import berries. And what we're going to do is tank the cost of berries by doing an actual like sell order of berries over here. That's just going to make it so that these things sell for like super cheap, because we're going to crash the market on berries, making it so that our other town can buy them more easily. That ought to fix that, I think. Although, admittedly, I think they've already bought some berries at, like, full price here. It's fine. That was probably why our food wasn't going up, though. Because I was selling all of it like an idiot. Not paying attention. Okay. I am wondering, though, like, why we don't have no vegetables. Like, look at this. It's just here for the taking. You guys could eat well if you just went outside and got your vegetables out of the garden. But you're like, no. No. Don't feel like it. I can see why some of them are, like, not being harvested, because, like, we planted them just now, but... Like, maybe they technically weren't ready or something like that? I have no idea. Alright, either way, everyone seems to be done doing the things that they were doing for the year. Okay. Alright. So what we're doing at this point in time is we are declaring war for the rest of the Baron's lands. And we'll have to fight him for it, but that's fine. What I'm also going to do is I have to go to the bathroom, so I will be with you guys in just a couple minutes. Just bear with that. Alright, sorry about that. Anyway, back to it. So, yeah, hopefully this goes okay. Not sure when we're going to get attacked by bandits again. I kind of resent the fact I have to deal with that more. I'm gonna claim this one first, I think. Alright, so we've got the last of the bandits here. Gauntlet has been thrown. Enemies declared, blah blah blah. He's brought his troops over from there. And I am going to have to get my troops all assembled from my disparate different places here before we can go ahead and take that. Where are those stupid mercenaries coming from? Over here? Alright. Claims are non-negotiable. The fact that that's going to keep popping up again is not great, but whatever. So, yeah, this'll pretty much end the game, but you can continue to build afterwards. The only thing is I think I'll still get attacked by those bandits that I don't really like dealing with. What I may actually honestly do is just restart the game and play it on city builder mode where there's no threats whatsoever. Because, honestly, the threats don't, like I said, don't make the game better. I'm one of those few people who thinks that the combat in this game is not really that interesting. How come you guys are running? Well, regardless. Wounds are non-negotiable. The reason it keeps popping up is because he does offer you different amounts of money each time. So there might be some value that you would be willing to do for. But since usually the first offer is his best offer, it's kind of weird that way. But you sort of have to hope that things work out on that first roll if that's what you're after, but there's really never any point where I would go for the money. So the way we're going to want to do this is actually just run from one province, do the fight, and then get the next province while we still have these mercenaries, unless we take too many losses. If we take too many losses, then we're just going to have to sort of suck it up and deal with it, but in an ideal sort of world, what's going to happen here is we'll trounce this guy's army using our much, much larger numbers really, really easily. We've got 8 melee units against what is functionally 3.5, and hopefully that should lead us with enough advantage that we crush him without mercy and then move on to his next army, which is going to be tougher, which is going to cause more casualties, but it doesn't really matter that much that that's the case, because we should be able to just sort of beat them anyway.
My liege, my lord.
Okay, so those guys are getting shot up a little bit. Going to have these guys turn and maneuver like that. Hoping you guys actually move. I feel like they really want to make sure that they get their shot off before they run back or something like that is what's happening. Okay, in comes the army over this way. You guys need to disengage, get out of there. This unit's taken a little bit of a beating, unfortunately. Yeah, we're caught up in these guys, unfortunately. It's making it so I can't get in there. Okay, so far we've lost one man in each of our retinues. Seems like they tried to focus them down a little bit, but we've got enough men easily to go into the next province at this point. Actually, we lost a spearman as well. These guys should break pretty quick with the state they're in, yeah. Okay. So, we should be able to organize our armies here and get ready for another push. Let's get you guys organized up here. You guys are all walking right, hopefully. Alright, so that'll be that battle won. Oh wait, you guys are still alive. I don't hate the combat. The problem I have with the combat is, like, what's been happening is, I'm not allowed to recruit new units over here. So what'll happen is, I've got all these units here, like, I've got a massive army. But I get attacked by, like, a group of brigands that spawn in, like, right beside here. And it's literally impossible for me to respond to that because my army spawns up here. And there's nothing you can really do to change that other than just spawn somewhere else. So the combat itself is fine, but the mechanics which create the combat are not. So if they fix that, then the combat's going to be okay. But they have to really sort of change up how combat occurs, basically. Also, I find it a little bit too easy. The fighting I've never found all that particularly challenging in this game. That's a different issue, but as you can see, we're clearing up pretty well. But yeah, the actual fighting itself works okay. Oh, I lost a guy there. Well, in any event. So yeah, the reason that I'm complaining is that if I wanted to continue the city after I've finished beating the game, like after I've cleared out the Baron, after I've done whatever, you know, I can't really do anything about this guy, honestly. So I would build up the city, I would build up this city, although this city's kind of failing because I accidentally sold all their food like an idiot, but, you know, whatever. Yeah. Well, I'm not sure what they would necessarily do about that. What I think should be able to happen is, if they're going to limit me to having this many spearman units, what should happen is it should draw from the nearest group of people with spears and shields instead of dedicating specific buildings to it. Because the way it works right now, if I try to, like, raise a spear unit over here, they'll still be raised up here, even though I have enough manpower and spears and shields in this town, or I had, because I sold them all. But I had enough shields and stuff like that that I could raise up a unit here if I was allowed to. But since I am not allowed to, it just caps me out on those armies, which feels very artificial for one thing, but for another, makes it so that, like, I'm very disincentivized from making it so that I play this game after I've beaten the game. Like, if I was to treat it as a true city builder at that point in time, I have to constantly deal with barbarians spawning in on my border directly beside my troops, which, you know, is not great. You know, that's not really what they should be doing there. So, in terms of, like, actually the fact that I'm about to win this game here, that's actually pretty fun. I don't mind that at all. What I do think kind of sucks is the degree to which, like... Where are you guys running? To which, like, you kind of get hamstrung in terms of, like, not being rewarded for that afterwards, in that the game gets markedly worse. Like, if you have combat set on, you can't transition into it being a true flat out city builder experience, because it's sort of tarnished by the fact that you're then going to have to deal with people spawning inside your borders, right beside your buildings, burning it down immediately before you can even hit the muster button. And that really sucking. But if you have it set to like the peaceful mode, you're missing out on the combat, which is pretty good. So you can't have both, it feels like, at the same time in a game where it really should allow you to have both. I think that one of the things that should actually happen, even though it would feel fairly artificial, is that you're allowed to have your manor and you're allowed to build like the wall around it and the archers and stuff like that. Potentially what they could do, and what's sort of semi-realistic, is like until they deal with the garrison at the tower at your manor, they can't actually go and attack the rest of your stuff. Like, they can't just sack your entire city until they've dealt with the garrison or something like that. Even though that's not 100% realistic, like, you know, they should be able to a certain extent. But if they're under arrow fire, they shouldn't be allowed to, like, light your buildings on fire. It should stop them from doing that if they're, like, under a tower that's capable of hitting them with arrows or something like that. Okay, I need to get you guys back, because otherwise you guys won't for some reason. The AI for these units doing this sort of stuff is very annoying sometimes. You can see, like, one of my archer units, like, left combat, like, nice and civil, properly, but the other one just did not. No idea what causes that. It feels like it's because they're trying to fire shots or something like that, but at this point it really doesn't matter if the archers get killed, so you know what, who cares, but it's interesting how the AI will use that shield wall formation, even though it doesn't seem to do much or anything at all, really. Alright, because they've come in at these staggered waves, we can kind of do this. And take out, like, all of these units, like, fast, and then they'll have these next units coming in, like, way too late. Which is nice. The retinue is really putting up a bit of a fight here, which is kind of interesting. They're kind of screwed, but they're still trying their best, I guess. Nope, they gave up. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what the AI was thinking there with that staggered assault. They sometimes do that, though. So yeah, after I finish off this one, I'm actually going to probably try and redo my city, like, with the combat turned off. Just focus on the city building element. Although, today what I'm going to be doing is playing Songs of Conquest after this, because it released and I'm really happy with it, being out of early access. Although I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see if it's, well, I tried it a little bit, but we'll see if it's any good. See what they changed. I'm trying out the campaign a little bit, because I haven't really tried that. I'm more interested in multiplayer, but yeah, I almost feel like you can't easily fix the problem with the way that combat works in this game, just in the sense that, like, I don't know how you would go about necessarily fixing that particular problem. If you want to have, like, the brigands and stuff like that pop in from the side of the map and harass the player, What I was saying is I think that they shouldn't be allowed to spawn in a region that has got a manor. Like, if it has a manor, they should be forced to spawn in a different region. That way you can sort of eventually have the place fully secured if there's a manor in every region, and that just stops them from coming in at that point in time. Like, you've won sort of that, and you can just focus on city building. Or you can restart the game and you can, like, get more combat-y stuff again. But the sort of current state of things is, like, you end up having to deal every year with, like, these raids that are really incidental if it weren't for the fact that they can just spawn in wherever they want without any consequence. In a way that is very annoying.
Yes, sire. Yes, sire. My liege. Yes.
And again, that would have been mitigated somewhat by the, if they had fixed the mercenaries thing, but again, the mercenaries thing kind of actually can't be fixed, because if you fix it, you end up in a worse situation in some ways, where it's like, the mercenary bug makes it so that mercenaries stop spawning after a certain amount of time. Basically, like, the Baron will hire a mercenary and then they despawn off the game, making it so that they can never be hired again. I'm just gonna do this. And the reason that actually has to be that way, like, you can't fix that, is because if you don't get rid of the mercenaries, it's super easy for you as the player to just hire all the mercenaries, get into this final battle without, like, any population, without any income, without, like, any effort, and just completely sweep the Baron off the map. It's super, super easy. But, you know, if you don't have access to the mercenaries later on in the game, you don't have the tools to deal with these armies that suddenly show up in your rear that are kind of acting the way they're acting. So you kind of have a problem no matter which of those directions you go. Which is, you know, I'm not really sure, therefore, what the solution to this sort of problem is, because it's one where fixing one thing breaks another. Invariably. It's not even like a kind of breaks one thing in that sort of sense there. Yeah, so I've beaten the game now, and, like, what the game wants me to do at this point in time, which is what I am probably going to do, is just say that we're done, and play a new one. Like, start over again with a new town. People saying that this game has better physics and stuff like that in Total War are nonsense liars, as my dudes sort of, like, slowly boogie board across the snow with their feet firmly planted and just sliding, you know. Yeah. Grifters, conmen, and liars. Anyway. But yeah. So I'm gonna hit continue playing in sandbox mode. I don't know actually 100%. I don't know where dead villagers coming from. So I'm gonna hit this. I don't know. Okay, this actually just bugs the game out and it freezes. Okay, even more reason not to play in sandbox mode after. That's exactly how snow works. That's exactly how snow works up to a certain extent. You know, like, if you've got something that lets you keep above the snow, then that's how snow works. Okay, yeah, actually this is working okay now, but yeah, I'm actually going to exit out. Yeah, so the problem that's going to happen now is, like, this works at great up to this point here. The game's actually kind of satisfying to get up to this point where you've won the game or whatever. But the problem is going to be that, like, well, I screwed over the sound by selling all their food like an idiot. But the problem from this point forward is going to be, like, just the sporadic raids are going to come in, like, from over at this angle. It's going to be like, well, not this town. It's going to be like, you get a couple raiders that come in, spawn right here, and I can't do anything about it. And it's just not interesting to sort of deal with that. They need a mechanic that prevents them to do that. Like I said, I think that what they might have to do is something like the manor here, with the towers, the walls, with all those upgrades. They have to siege that first, and they sort of batter at the walls for X amount of times. They take damage, and they take casualties from the arrow slits. And once they take that down, they can burn down your town, but that should take them months to get through, depending on how you've upgraded it. And if you've upgraded it enough, maybe they shouldn't even be able to get through that, because at that point in the game where you have, like, a manor that's upgraded with so many towers that it can break the army by itself really easily, then it should treat it as though that's no longer something you should have to concern yourself with. At that point in time, you should just view that as a non-issue. And if they want to add other challenges, they have to add like other military challenges that are outside the scope of that sort of thing there. That's sort of my opinion on how that has to work, or how that has to change. But yeah, my next playthrough, I'm definitely going for this difficulty. The reason is, like, I've beaten Restoring the Peace on challenging difficulty. It's fine, it's fun, but it's not a complete experience if you're trying to play it that way. Same thing with On the Edge challenging. I haven't bothered beating it. I have gone through enough of it to know exactly how that goes. I think this is where the better element of the game exists. Like in the Rise to Prosperity, just standard playing your settlement, not playing with the off-map adversary, not playing with like the brigand raids and stuff like that. None of that stuff really adds, in my opinion, to the game if you're trying to play for a very long playthrough. These are both definitive sort of playthroughs where you're playing to a certain point, where you're up to a point playing the game, and then you drop it. Like, you beat the game and you're done. So I think that for the longevity sort of playthroughs, the one where you really want to go for it, like, you have to play it on, unfortunately, this difficulty. Which makes me wish there was something in between these two, where you were playing on this setting, but then had the ability to go out in military excursions with your units and stuff like that, and have them get in challenging fights and do interesting stuff as far as that goes. Or have the fights be optional instead of having them be mandatory like they are in the others, or something to make it so you still use the military, but it doesn't interfere with the way that the city builder works in some way. I'm not sure how you do that, though. In any event, though, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Songs of Conquest, and we'll sort of like go through that a little bit and figure out what's different here if we can. By the way, I'm going to be on Saturday playing Phoenix Wright, so make sure to check that out if you get a chance to. I'm going to be playing it until I finish it, which means don't watch the whole thing. I learned the hard way that Phoenix Wright games are not like a quick 4-8 hour game like I thought they were. I thought that Phoenix Wright was gonna be a game where it's like, oh yeah, you know, you play it, you dip into it casually, you like get through it in like a few hours, you know, it'd be a nice quick little experience. 24 hours later, I'm like at my computer drooling like an idiot, almost dead. So, you know, that'll be fun doing that a second time. Knowing that I'm getting myself into that should help. I'm gonna find out the second one is like 36 hours long. They like really dug into it for the length. That's going to be how I learn true suffering. Okay. You're dodging that? Phoenix Wright? How is that still on your... Well, I mean, I guess it's in the same way that's still on mine, but, you know... But yeah, I mean... I guess fair enough, like, if it's on your backlog, it's on my backlog, but... Yeah, the fact that neither of us have played it and it's been out for, like, what? Like, a million years, I guess? Like, yeah. Alright. Okay. You're definitely not playing it this year? That's fair. Well, in any event, I don't think I can actually do much to avoid spoilers of it, because I tend to actually just predict what's going to be at the end before people get to the end, but, you know. Alright. Oh, I forgot to try and split this unit. It's fine. We'll just do this. One of the things about the Phoenix Wright games is that, like, depending on the sort of person you are, you could actually probably play them if you think that you're going to forget what's in them. Which I think is going to be the case for a lot of people, but there are also a lot of people who have good memories who are going to, like, not have that happen to them. I was kind of hoping I could get these guys to do something there. I think technically I'm better off just firing at this guy than I am moving and then shooting. So I don't want to get myself any closer to that knight necessarily. This has some potential negatives here. I think I'm going to go ahead and cast Protection on him to get him nice and tough. I'm actually going to just cast it twice. And we're just going to hit OK. Put you up there for no good reason whatsoever. So the reason I did that is that means that I stayed up on this high ground, which gives me the advantage for this. You're the sort of person who would never forget it? Yeah, then you should probably not watch it. Still, though. I'm sort of the same. Like, when I play, or when I read mystery novels, I usually remember, like, all the details of it and who did it and all that other stuff, like, well after I've read it, so... apparently I'm out of moves. Okay, where am I going and what am I doing? There's actually another game that I was planning on playing eventually, like, a million years from now, which is, like, apparently there's Phoenix Wright, but with wizards, and I have no idea how that could possibly work. Because, how do you solve a crime when there's, like... Yakuza? Yakuza, I think, is not necessarily, daunting, per se. I haven't played it either, but from what I understand of it, it's more like, hard to keep track of because everyone's zany. So it's kind of a weird situation in that sort of sense there. I'm gonna go ahead and consolidate these guys into 2 even groups, I think. I think that works best for this type of unit. Actually, no, I'm about to get more units here. I'm gonna go ahead and do all of them to 1. Can I afford this? Yes. Yeah, because I was getting those guys, I need to do that. Okay, out of movement. Yeah, I've never been a huge fan of the more action RPGs, which is the reason I don't play Yakuza. I think it looks funny. I actually never think about it that way. I always think about it in terms of, like, I'll play, like, whichever one looks like it would be good to start with, and then just go from there and not worry about completing all of them. There's a ton of series where I have not played all the games, and I'm probably never going to play all the games of every series I play. It just does not really interest me. I'm not a completionist. Like, Armored Core was the first game I 100%ed in a long time. And most series I just don't like 100%, like all of the games in the series. Like I'll play like 3 games in it and be like, eh, that's enough. Okay, cool. I don't think I can do anything about this. Just on account of, unfortunately, I have no more troop slots. I wonder why I'm not getting experience points here. I shouldn't go to these camps, actually, because, like, that will increase my problems, actually, more than they'll fix them. See, I'll just click that so that I've still got the option later. But how come I'm not getting enough experience points to, level up? Is that not a mechanic here, maybe? That might be the case. Like, if I don't have the option to, like, do level ups, then I probably should have gone for the 4-unit upgrade. Yeah, I don't get tilted by that. That's the thing. I'm perfectly chill with just like playing like one entrance in the middle of a series and not the rest of it. No humans, none ever. Alright. This looks weird. Is there 5 units? If I'm fighting 5 units, even if they're like small ones, if it's these guys, that's actually kind of potentially dangerous. These guys hit really, really hard. These are non-upgraded though, I think, so. I'm gonna try and just stand just outside the range with these guys, and then we'll try and shoot them up as much as I can. Okay. So we should be able to hit these guys up here, and I want to take out the stronger units first, even if I don't fully kill them. That's actually way better. I think we move you guys up here. Okay. I should be able to basically wipe out a squad of these guys, but we want to hit a unit that I can come closer to. The fact that we're on low ground hurts here. Did I play Alan Last Wake? I have not. I really actually should play the Alan Wake games, because, like, I do like horror games, and I do like that kind of horror game. I just never get around to that one for some reason. It's just one of those ones that looks like the gameplay is actually really garbage, but I don't always really care about the gameplay. And that still is true for Alan Wake. I don't really think I actually care that the gameplay looks bad. You know, it would be hard for you to convince me that the gameplay is not bad, by the way, but... Like, the Amnesia games really feel like they've got bad gameplay as well. Like, it's not really a contest there. Okay, unlock the ability. Yeah, okay, so now we can have 4 units, which is... Oh my god. Okay. Do I want to waste the turns going back up here? Kinda do. Okay, so it gets us those extra footmen. They must assume, like, people are going to be taking a lot more casualties than they realistically would be here. I don't know. Two is arguable, depending on taste. Well, I guess, like, the other game that they made is, like, Control? How does it play compared to Control? Because, like, I thought that was pretty mediocre in a lot of ways. Oh, shoot. Well, whatever. I'm gonna do that now, I guess. Like, it had, I'd say, mediocre gameplay. Like, pretty good to mediocre gameplay, but nothing terrible. Alan Wake's looks like it's way worse, but... Okay, I think I already got those. I think I'm supposed to go to this tree down here is what they're trying to tell me to do. I don't know why I would worry too much about the gameplay, though, of, like, Alan Wake, because I played Amnesia and their gameplay is garbage. Like, even the first one, which a lot of people say is good. So, it's not like I should really be complaining about that. Okay, so I missed an opportunity to, like, do this in a different order and get a lot more troops, but we'll have to suffer through the consequences of my idiocy here. What is this thing? The other thing about Alan Wake is it doesn't look scary, though. Okay. This feels very tutorial-y, but I don't really feel surprised that it is. They have a bunch of musketeers, which is dangerous as hell. Yeah, this is quite a dangerous group to be up against. Let's have you guys move up here. The problem is that these guys are going to smack me when I walk up to them. Not really feeling like I can do anything to avoid that per se, so... Let's just boost up our defense, and then do that. I really want to run up and shoot these guys, but they'll have to reduce their damage by 50%. Oh no, apparently they... Oh no, because long range, yeah. I'm going to have to reduce my damage by a lot here. I think what we're going to do is shoot them there. And then we can just walk up here and hit these guys. Not ideal, because we took some damage there. It's not really comparable to... Much closer to Resident Evil. Which Resident Evil? Like the modern remake ones, or like the sort of old school tank control ones? It's really just a killer atmosphere? That's fair. I kind of like the scary games to be scary, but there's not a ton of... It's weird, because I like scary games, but none of them scare me. The scarier they are, the better. Scary vibe. So it's kind of like Resident Evil in a lot of ways then, because Resident Evil's also not scary. They're just kind of like a horror-themed vibe. Okay. It's weird in this kind of game to be playing turn-based. It feels like, to a certain extent, because the turns really mean nothing, as far as I can tell. Although maybe there's some sort of thing where we're supposed to like beat this in a certain amount of time. Oh boy, a bunch of minstrels. Okay, these guys are kind of worthless, but we'll take them. Minstrels are, like, really, really good if you can upgrade them. Or they're not really good, but they're good if you can upgrade them, but the default ones are pretty bad. Unless they've changed that, I guess. Is that all the survivors? It's probably all the survivors. Okay. That's actually why I stopped sort of playing a lot of the Resident Evil games. They're not really scary. So maybe I wouldn't like Alan Wake. It's hard to tell. I should try it. Because I know it goes on sale for like really cheap quite a lot. So I could probably get Alan Wake and then slower Resident Evil 4. So the sort of style of that. Okay. I really actually liked Resident Evil 4's gameplay, like the original one, not the remake. I think the remake looks fine, but... Defeat enemy wheeler. Okay. Yeah, I do wish I had all those extra troops that I could have gotten. Oh, looks like I'm getting attacked. Okay. This is fine. Okay. So if I recall correctly, this guy will hit me before I get to act. So I might be better off actually ignoring him for now and moving this way than just hitting those guys with these archers. Or the crossbows, rather. The bagpipers are really funny. Okay, good. These guys have strike first as an ability. I can kill off a bunch of these guys. Or I could come over here. Or actually I can just hit them from here. That's probably more important for me to take out these upgraded guys. I definitely like two. One is a maybe. That's fair. You know, run up and hit them with their loot, I guess. Yeah, that killed them. Okay, these guys I don't think have the ability to hit me from anywhere. Even if they move. So I think what we're going to do here is just wait. And the reason we're waiting is that these guys should push up here or here, and then I can hit them for like more damage because I'll have high ground advantage. Piper's got killed. I don't have any real way to get to these guys without having to do some stuff. What if I did? Okay, that gets me there. The fact that I have seen it being kind of janky and it's kind of goofy as well is definitely the sort of thing that would draw me more towards it. Yeah. Okay, so I think I can take these guys out if I just hit them with a couple of these things. I'm going to actually move up here and then hit him with the half range. It should be the same damage after the movement. Run up here and we'll play our song. Or I guess I can't do both, okay. Got them, okay. I don't want to hit these guys with this unit, but we do have to move up with the archers. I might actually just be able to kill them here, but let's try and remember what we actually have here for essence. Maybe rally would work here. Increased my odds, but not quite by enough. Should have enough to kill this thing. I'm not actually sure how I got the counterattack there. The thing about Alan Wake, though, the thing that actually compels me to want to play it is the story, so I would actually have to play it from the first one. Because, like, the mechanics definitely don't look like they're that interesting to me, and the fact that it's not that scary looking is also something that draws me away from just playing it for the sake of playing it. Okay. Lady Hammond. So we're being attacked by Top Gear. Okay. Alright, so is this mission done? Game saved. Yes. Okay. So I feel like I don't feel like they've changed much of the actual gameplay. I think that they must have been working on the campaign, because the units feel the same, the balance looks similar.
Cecilia of Stout Hall.
Did they have the lame-ass bard in the first one?
To crush rebellions and push back another upstart.
I'm a person who makes fun of, like,
Lady Hammond claimed her settlement.
I am the sort of person who likes making fun of bards.
We begin.
Even though I played bards in D&D actually fairly frequently. Not that frequently, I played like 3 of them. 3 might sound like a lot, but I played a lot of D&D. Okay. But yeah, like, I would definitely consider playing Alan Wake just for the story. It's one of those games where I would actually probably set it to, like, not having any, like, difficulty. Like, set it to super, super easy and just, like, soak in the story is how I'd probably end up playing it. Just so I don't have to put up with the jank of the combat or whatever. Because I have seen the way that you fight in that game with your, like, flashlight and stuff like that, and it looks really bad. Okay. So that was very tutorial-y. And I kind of wonder if the first level for, like, each of these guys is as tutorial-like. But I also want to actually just hop into a Conquest game mode here and see if the things that I was not happy with have changed in terms of the map design. Okay, this is different. So the maps, the way they've done this is like... So the ones that are actually for playing against people are the ones that are listed as balanced. Okay, makes sense. Let's hit Blade's Edge. This one's really close. I'm going to switch myself over to Baria, because that's who I like, and we'll be up against the Barony of Loth. It doesn't really matter which AI, but then we'll hit Start Game. And what I want to figure out is if they've made it so that you can access multiple resources more easily. So we're not even going to play this necessarily. We're going to just pop in here, and then we're going to figure out what's going on around us. And then we're going to quit. I forgot to change my Wilder. That's fine. Doesn't really matter. So the thing that I was somewhat worried about is that it's possible for you to be playing a faction and be stuck using a resource that you don't like. So, for example, I might want to recruit a unit that requires the Stone Amber, Ancient Amber, or whatever. And as a result of that, I might not be able to get access to a, I might not be able to get access to the Dire Dreths as a result of not having access to that resource. Instead, you get the purple stone stuff. I can't remember the name of it. Celestial Ore. So I feel like if you want to make sure that players have access to everything that they would want to potentially have, their sort of resources, you have to make sure that they spawn with both Celestial Ore and Ancient Amber. And this game actually seems like it would jump ahead of the Mandalords. Well, the thing is, this is done. This actually just came out, like, Monday. And I actually really liked this game when it was in early access, so I'm just sort of seeing what's changed. But I can't even see where the resources are for, like, your permanent mines for Ancient Amber and stuff like that. I wonder if they changed how you get that stuff. Doesn't look like it. I'm trying to remember, actually, though, how you got that stupid resource. Because I'm pretty sure there's like supposed to be mines on the map, and I'm guessing that that's still the case. So let's pop this. Let's there's also little things on the ground here. Those don't count because like you just get it once and then you're done. You don't get any more of it. So what we're looking for is to see like what kind of mines we've got access to that have sort of a perpetual presence there. Okay, at this point in time, I guess what we would get is the Stone Pit. Okay, cool. I'm wondering if they changed, like, the mechanisms used to get access to these resources. Because that's possible. So what I want to do is I'm going to just find that resource and then I'm going to, like, quit the game. I don't think I can beat these guys. Yeah, threat level, it's futile, so I don't want to try and fight that. Okay, I'm going to just try a different map. I'm trying to remember the name of the most default one, because I think you start with that in view. But the fact that you don't start with any of that at all implies to me that you might actually spend more time fighting over those resources so you can create those tier 2s, and you don't have the expectation that you're just going to get them. Which is another way to solve that, because like if you're forced to use like the tier 1 units for a lot longer, fight over those rare resources, and really you have to earn the higher tier units, that also actually makes a lot of sense as a way to sort of stop you from having that situation where it's like you're playing the faction that gets the resource that it wants and having a huge advantage over that. That actually kind of makes sense to me. What the hell was the name of the... What the hell's the name of the map where it's like, you start out and you fight right away? It was for 2 people. Valley Low? I think it was Valley Low. This is the original map. You can also pick the wielder. I usually liked I actually had different strategies for a couple of different ones of these, actually. I remember now, I actually used several of them. I kind of want to have someone with a high movement radius and high view radius. Let's see if we can find someone who's got an increased version of that. I think some of the people do. Yeah, so it's sought for. Okay. The thing is, like, it's harder for me to know what they changed because I didn't keep up with the game while it was in early access. I played it a bunch and then, like, sort of like said, okay, I see where this is going. I like it. I'm gonna wait until it's out. And now it's out, so I'm like, yeah, okay. So this is the Celestial Ore Mine. So the question is gonna be like, do I also have an Ancient Amber Mine? And is that randomized or like, yeah? So I've got 2 Celestial Ore Mines. I think they didn't change that, which is kind of disappointing to me, but I'm going to do a thing here where I'm going to reset the game and I'm going to see if it spawns those randomly or if it just is always those resources. Because if it's always those resources, you can go into those sort of maps knowing for a fact that that's what it's going to be like. You can revolve your strategy sort of around that. But the problem is, like, it's hard to explain here. Let's say that I decided to play the game and I started off with the Beria faction and I've got, like, say, this guy. This guy's a dedicated sort of castery type person and he wants to use very specific types of units that sort of lean into his caster abilities. So if you're stuck with units that don't emphasize that, he prefers, if I recall correctly, the Celestial Ore. If you don't get that, he's in a little bit of a harder time since he has to rely on the more direct damage units that use the Ancient Amber. Although I might be misremembering that, getting it backwards. So you can end up in a situation where you're playing as this guy and you don't have those resources, or you could end up with them, depending on which the 50-50 is. Okay, yeah, this is Glimmerweave, so it is randomizing. Because Glimmerweave is completely useless for Beria as a faction. You need a lot of Glimmerweave as the... Oh yeah, this is double Glimmerweave. Yeah, so I don't like that. That was one of the things I didn't like about this, although that might be map specific. But yeah, like, if you're starting double Glimmerweave and you're playing as this guy for Beria as a faction, you're in so much trouble if you're up against, say, the Barony of Lolth and they started off with Celestial Ore, because they do really well if they start with Celestial Ore for their strategies, depending on what they're playing, of course. Like, they could be playing something else. But that feels like it's just something I didn't really like in the previous build, was that you could end up getting scuppered by just pure RNG like that. Let's take a look at this map here. I played like this one a little bit as well. I played a bunch of the maps, I just don't remember them very well at all. I think I forgot to change my welder, but that's fine. Okay, so this one, they've got a gold mine down here. I don't believe that you have easy early access to any of the rare resources on this map. If I recall correctly, you sort of have to find them and fight for them a bit. That's where it would have been nice to have had that extra vision radius. Oops. Okay. So I think that might just be like that map. You're racing? What kind of racing? Cars? Let's just hit quick battle, see how that works. Oof, that is... Let's also defeat... What the heck? Alright, let's see if we can do better. For a map that's saying that I'm kind of even, I think that they're liars, actually, now that I look at what's actually here. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, no, there's no way in hell we get out of this. I didn't realize I just had bards. Alright. Well, autosave 2. Yeah, I think that my problem might be map dependent. Like that, the one that I was talking about earlier is one of the earliest maps. Oh, this is a different game completely. Yeah, the one that I was on first, like, was a completely, like, early map that started off, like, with the game. And I get the feeling like the newer maps are leaning away from that game design. Where those resources... Actually, no, right here I can see... There's Glimmerweb there. Glimmerweave. Yeah, I'm not too sure what I think about this. Because, like, what would I actually even do with this faction with Glimmerweave? I can't even remember. Like, do these people even use... it's for, like, Merchant's Guild, Foundry. I guess you use it for upgrades with this faction? Like, I don't know. Seems... like, you can't use it for any early game units at all. Just the rally point, which really doesn't help. Yeah, I'm not sure I like that design choice, but we'll have to see. It could also be that this is, like, starts here this way. Yeah, so I'm not sure what I think about that. I'll go into the campaign, though. I want to see if, like, each of the factions is very tutorial-y at the beginning. So, let's try just going with these guys right from the start here. They come to the marshes to take this way to steal the younglings at night and in day, but no little youngling that times always change, and you will be free. I know it sounds strange. Okay. A rider has come. Okay. I wonder if all the Rana stuff is going to be in poems. Okay. So apparently, he helps you out and then you pop through a portal, it looks like. Interesting. Cheekham's Stormcaller. Oh, different commander apparently. Alright, so we got some basic troops here. Starting off with, again, what feels like fairly basic stuff. Are we likely to get screwed in this tech? Cool. It was listing it as a yellow difficulty, which usually is a medium difficulty, but it seems like that's lying here, because this is obviously to our advantage. Or maybe less so than I thought. Okay. Well, it's doing well enough, I guess, but can't really do anything about this. Let's drop that there. Why can I not do that? Man, they hit hard. Let's skip that turn for now. Should have just gone for the hit. I think I might be able to do that better. Let's see if I can. I think we play keep away and get them with... can I not redo that? Okay, I might have to go back into the load, unfortunately. Unfortunate. I don't have a load here. Just gonna have to go. Okay, 13 hunters, definitely. I forgot how weak these guys' initial units are before they've actually had their upgrades. They have really, really powerful like top tier units, but their early stuff is actually pretty weak. That's why you get 50 of them. We still haven't had to do any city building in this tutorial stuff though, so it's kind of interesting that they de-emphasize that for the campaign, it feels like. When I think that shouldn't really be ignored, per se. Okay, so I think that we can go without command for a little bit here, because we've only got one unit type so far. And I think I actually want to go after this guy first, since that looks like it dead ends quicker. Okay. I probably actually should divide these up again so that I can do more of the mines here. This is a pretty dead open sort of space here, but okay. We lost a lot of dudes just from getting shot once. These guys are super squishy. Yeah, we got 7 people, the loss of 11. Fantastic. We'll get more, though. I think the end result of this is going to be net positive. Okay. This one's listed as simple. This one's also listed as simple. I don't know which to go for first. I think we'll try this one. These are actually a unit that we unlock, so we might get them after this one, hopefully, or something like that. These are actually a pretty strong unit when they're upgraded, but again, they're a unit that relies on those upgrades. Seems to be the theme of this particular tutorial, or not tutorial, but campaign. Oof, okay. Hmm. I think we go for this one. Yep. That worked out. Didn't have too many losses on that. Like I said, those guys are dangerous, but not early on when they haven't been upgraded yet. Their damage is really low, but their speed is really, really high. Yep, okay, we get some of them. Okay, so we'll take them all, but the fact that they aren't upgraded is a little bit ungood. I can't remember what these guys are good for. I think that they provide a lot of casting essence. Okay, we'll take more hunters. Can I not afford the whole thing? I guess that's all we can afford. Unfortunate. Don't know if we're gonna need Glimmerweave for anything. I know I'm gonna need money, but we'll take the Glimmerweave just in case. The fact they're offering it makes me feel like it's gonna become important, but... Another simple fight here. Alright. This should be pretty simple. Those big guys are actually really strong. So, probably going to kick my ass a little bit, but that's fine. Let's move you up here. I want this guy to have to move up, so what we're going to do is we're going to move over to here. I got through a lot of them. Good, that's what we want out of that. Should be able to kill these guys off here, yep. Didn't lose any birds, just lost a couple of our basic guys again. They are really chaffy. Their defense actually goes up quite a bit, because I think they get shields as their upgrade, and they become, like, a fairly tanky unit that can, like, defensive stance. They're still kind of squishy, but, like, comparatively speaking, tanky. Difficulty is considered fair. We'll retreat for now. We'll see if we can get some more stuff up here first. I'm going to have to kind of take another level of command, even though I really want another melee. Because 10% melee resistance on top of everything, like, that would actually be really strong, but... it's not worth it if we lose out on... oh, we've got... so this actually does have a timer. Got a limited time before they catch up to us and probably beat the ever-loving crap out of us. They'll probably have much more upgraded units or something like that. Okay, I can just stand here and then wait for us to get essence. And also for these guys to close into range where I can kill them. Deals a lot less damage than I remember it doing. Okay. Just lost one of our casters, it's not too bad. I feel like we might have gotten through it alive without losses if I rolled a little bit better, but sometimes you don't get lucky. I wonder how much time I really have, like, ultimately. Kind of feel like they went the wrong way. Interesting. Okay. Oh, this looks like we already count as having this place, so that's good. So this is where I guess the base building-ish part counts? Can I get another welder? Nope. Okay. 26 to 50 of the skeletons. These guys are about as... oh, I forgot to... I just realized I forgot to do something. I need to change my YouTube card here. If I can actually type here. Okay. There we go. Okay, changed it. These guys all need to probably come closer, so I think I'm going to wait for that to actually happen. We may even wait one more round so I can use my welder powers against them. I can hit them with this. These guys are pretty slow, so that's sort of the thing. Like, I can sort of wait till they get close enough. Oh. Okay. I think we can kill them with one hit from those guys, so we go up to this one. I'll have enough to kill them that I won't take any damage retaliation there. Or at least I won't take any deaths, rather. That's the important part. And we get the kill here. Cool. Okay. Ah, okay. Empress sent for her legions and her wielders. Murkoth, her sword, is the first to arrive. Okay. Seemed like that's probably sort of prophecy stuff about this character. Thought I was gonna have a little bit more dudes here, but they're definitely on our trail now. Should have done this in a slightly different order now. I've wasted turns. Okay. Definitely gonna go with this one here. Okay, so Dragon Bone's there. I can get some experience by killing these guys off, but we'll see what path this person's taking, because if it's like right through here, then you know, that's not ideal. Maybe we just run, I guess. I kind of thought that that sign behind us was like for a reason. I just wasn't 100% sure what it was going to be. They're not sign, but that guard tower, basically. These guys don't have the upgrade, so I should be able to run up and hit them. There we go. Easy enough. A full stack of 50 Ranas that can hit you without getting hit back is like actually pretty dangerous just because there's so many of them, but man, you need a lot of these guys to do any damage. This is a dead end. Can I loop her? I think I can. Okay, the musketeers are going to be dangerous here. Ideally, I can hit them in an early turn and thin their numbers down, but ooh, there's two of them. Not pretty. Okay, they are out of range right now, so they'll have to move forward to fire. So we're just gonna bait everything that we can forward. I think I can be attacked by the spear from over here, because the way their weapon works. So I have to go up to here. I think we try to go for a hit here. Okay, that's sort of what we want to see happening. I'm gonna just run on this, run these birds up here. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought might happen. Losing these guys kind of sucks, but I have to get in closer here. It's like half of our birds. That really sucks. Still, it's either like half of them or it's like 80 of those little frog guys because they die so quickly. One shot kills like 11 of them or something like that. Not my favorite moment. Melee resistance, I think. I think she's map hacking. Cheater. Let's do that. Wondering if we can just get to the point where we can actually just win the fight against her, but I get the feeling like that's not what we're supposed to be doing here. We'll find out. These things, I'm surprised these guys don't go first. Okay. these are the upgraded ones. Shoot. That's fine. Relying entirely on tier 1 units for the entire game is like kind of bleh. But, you know, I'm not super surprised that's how this is working. Stop map backing, cheater. I wonder what we're getting all these, like, stone and everything like that resources for. Okay, so we're gonna be stuck in here, so I think we're gonna have to fight this out. If this doesn't work, we'll know that, like, we've made a mistake here. Although, actually... Are we caught? I think so. Threat level overwhelming, yeah. I'm pretty sure we were supposed to just not get caught. Let's see if we can win this, though. If these guys are anything like level 2 at all... Oh, they're all level 2. Not all of them, actually. Okay, gotta do that, unfortunately. Same thing here. Ow. Yeah, no, we're totally dead here. The fact that these guys have got that take aim ability I forgot about. Alright, so this is definitely you're supposed to, like, how do I guess I have to do it like this. I think you're really supposed to just, like, rush through all the stuff, like, have an optimized path and know which way you're going. I did not know which way I was going, which sort of hurt me there. So, that actually felt like it was a lot more difficult and a lot more interesting than the one that I played for the first faction. I can't remember the name of these guys. Why can't I not remember the name? But, yeah, this felt like it was very tutorial-y. This did not. This did not feel like it was sort of holding your hand, guiding you from one fight to another while you were doing things. You sort of had to even know the map a little bit, which I felt was a little bit unfair, but that sort of gives me a lot of hope that this is actually going to be a fairly interesting campaign. But either way, I'm going to call this quits for today. Like I said, we're going to be doing an all-day stream of Phoenix Wright on Saturday, so anyone who wants to show up for that, you know, pop in, say hi, and then probably don't watch the whole thing because it is a million hours long. In any event, though, hope you found this one enjoyable, and hope to see you guys all next time.